Here we are,
Here
Bendigo.
we are. Bendigo. We're going to Bendigo. How exciting.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about it. How are you feeling?
I'm excited. Well, I'm excited now that we've sold some tickets. That's a good. So now that relief's done. So
People are
I won't
coming.
have to be cancelling the event this time. So anyway, okay, we'll get into it. So I guess we're going to talk about the upcoming show we got in Bendigo. So me and Georgina did one in Woodend in I think it was September.
October.
October was October. Yeah, that's right. We changed it. So anyway, we are now going to my hometown. So poor Georgina's got to come all the way up from the peninsula to come see me. So, but I guess the reasons. I mean, I did want to do one down Victoria, and I said, well, bugger, I'm going to do it in Bendigo, and I'm going to make half the presentation about Bendigo. But then Bendigo and Victoria specifically,
Mm.
and I don't know. I find Bendigo a very, very interesting place, and I
Mm.
guess it's something that I wanted to talk about too. I guess just because I've got knowledge of the area and how certain agendas have actually played out in that area. Um, so anyway, I guess we're going to go through a bit of the history. But the coolest part I think about this talk is we're doing a whole weekend. So those that come, I think how long we got all day? We got it's about 6 hours on the Saturday, so it's going to be quite long. Uh,
Yeah.
so we've broken into two different parts and have lunch, and then we're going to have dinner, which I think this is like when I did the ones with Tartaria.
Mm.
It's almost kind of like model like that. And they were such good weekends, and it was more like after the presentation was done, everyone just mingling. So you can like just come and hang out with us at night, and it'll be cool. We can have a few drinks. Georgina's gonna have some wines, have a bit of a party. If you want to go out and hit the Bendigo nightlife, up to you. If you want to like chill after a long day, Georgina play. And then, but the coolest part I think is we're gonna do. So I've actually done videos in the past about like the whole art precinct, and it's really really interesting. And especially people that are into like Tartarian old history and all that kind of stuff. That we're gonna do a walk all the way down View Street in Bendigo, starting at the Capitol Theatre,
Yeah.
looking at like the wine bank buildings, Alexander Fountain, basement bar, the Kale Brothers building, and then the old war memorial and the famous Shamrock Hotel. And then we're going to go into Roslyn Park and have lunch there. So we'll make up, it's going to be a whole weekend. So we'll make it a whole day of it on the Sunday. So if
You're
you,
not gonna it's not gonna be like one of those tours where
no, there's going to be like
it's
the,
not going to be like one of those tours where every time we freaking drive past an oval, Corey's like, played footy there.
yeah.
It's going to be like that. It's going to be like, and that's where I went to school, and that's where I had my first kiss, and that's.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, do you know, like years ago, I had a girlfriend.
I'm
We used
glad. Congratulations.
anyway, so she used to work late at nights. We'd meet up late at night and like go for a walk, like when she finished.
Bendigo.
Yeah, like in Bendigo. So like I was giving her like the whole occult tour of like Bendigo, and she's like, "Can we just fucking enjoy?" Anyway,
Years later, you've been giving that same tour.
I know. So it's like I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I've done it with her.
Wow.
So it's gonna be fun. And
So, can
so
you talk about?
I'm gonna
You
bring
go.
up the Capitol Theatre to see if we can get into the Masonic Hall as well too, because the Capitol Theatre was actually built as a Masonic Hall originally, and now it's like a big arts theatre. It's a beautiful old like Roman style building, but yeah, obviously the Freemasons very very prevalent in Bendigo, as well as the Catholic Church that owned a lot of the central business district. But I'm going to show like how it's Bendigo is not much different than walking around any of these other European cities. It's very very similar in the structure and the occult symbolism, and there's a big homage to the royals everywhere you go.
Yeah,
Everything
wow.
and all the royals have been in Bendigo for the last 170 years. They've all visited, including the Queen, Princess Diana, Prince Albert, King George, like all of them. They've all been there. So,
God.
I don't plan on going to Fortuna Villa, but we will be talking about that too. But I'll show you the statue of George Lancel and all that sort of stuff too, because these were like some of the these people were like mega wealthy worldwide from that 1800s period. And I think Bendigo was the wealthiest city in the world in that gold bull run in that
Yeah,
period.
because it was like a huge gold rush,
Massive, yeah,
wasn't it? In like, I looked it up, it was the 1850s,
yeah,
1850s. And so interesting that Bendigo was established the same year that Victoria was also established, the exact same year, 1851. And it's the same, that's when the gold rush came as well. Not came, but like took off.
yeah.
All
And
at the same time.
yeah, people are into like their alternative history and stuff like that too, because it's supposedly because Castlemaine was a town before Bendigo. So Castlemaine's actually it's a beautiful old town too. Like I don't know if people have been to Castlemaine or Maryborough, got lots of those old buildings. It's a very old town.
Mm.
Actually in the first ever Victorian Football League. And then supposedly a couple of women came up to Bendigo and they started finding these nuggets all lying around the ground. And then in the space of a month, there was like this mega city, like tent city there. And then within 5 years, they've built this beautiful Gothic European style cathedral. So it's very it's weird. Like the whole thing is like the whole town is the architecture is all done by this guy Charles Varlin, another
Mm.
mason, and so he's designed everything. So it's kind of the similar story you see everywhere.
So wild. And so can you talk though about how like coming back to Bendigo for you, what this is for you, what it means for you to be going back to Bendigo? Because you've said a little bit here and there about how it's like completing a cycle or something, but can you just give us the juice about what this is really?
Well, I have mentioned it before. It is not making it the selfish thing about me, but like this is like the big part of um, the talk that I'm going to give in the second half is the hero's journey. So it's completing that cycle. And part of the completing that cycle is like psychologically coming home, but also physically it can be as well too. And I get so it was my home for a long time, but I've
Mm.
noted for me, I've been back several times since I've left, and like I'll continue to because I've got family and friends there. But I've noticed like an energetic detachment, not maybe not a detachment, but it's almost like an honoring of the place with like through love and gratitude. It's not like looking down on the place or like, when you outgrow a place or the energy just changes and you feel the need to leave. And I probably felt that for several years until I did. Like anyway, I went to Europe and then I came back, and then every time I kept coming back, I'm like, no, I'm kind of done here. Not
Mm.
that I dislike the place. It's just like I need something else. So, and I think the more you physically leave a place and come back, you notice stagnancy with things that are stagnant within the place, and it's not because the place is necessarily stagnant. It's because you're evolving or developing. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
there's a beauty in coming home. Like I mentioned that many times in movies where the hero comes back home, and the best one I like is in Lord of the Rings, where you can visibly see it in Frodo's face when they come back to the Hobbit town and they're in the bar, and he's kind of like trying to laugh and he enjoys being there, but he's just he can't be there anymore, and you can see it on him,
Yeah.
and it's because he's a new person now, and I feel that's yeah, we're not being egotistical, but like that's kind of how I feel about that place.
Totally.
I do love it, and I feel like there's some sort of energetic thing that I need to do in doing this talk there. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
That's so cool and really powerful as well, I think, because I think there are so many of us going through something similar, because we're all completing a cycle this year. It's a 9 energy year. So we're all experiencing this. We're all feeling this. We've all, over the last 9 years, like it's been a massive 9 years, huge with
Yeah,
the amount of people that have awoken and what's come to the surface. And we've like moved through so many versions of ourselves in such a short period of time. So many people are in this experience of like, I don't relate to any of that life that I lived before. It's
yeah,
like so many of us are outgrowing at such a rapid rate. So I think this is not just, you know, because you
Because
have
it's
to,
not just a physical place too, because that feeling of mourning the past self is it's present all the time, like just in your interactions with people, or like it's just it's really
yeah,
hard to be authentic and genuine when the energy's changed, and it's because you've changed.
yeah,
It's difficult, and like your perception of reality has changed. I'm sure that's like the people that are going to come to the event.
yeah,
Absolutely, their perception of reality has changed within this period of time. So people,
yeah,
so people can relate to that, and I think that's what I want to put in the presentation too. That it's actually it's a beautiful thing to actually let go of stuff from the past, to be able to move on and
yeah,
do it with respect.
yeah.
So,
It's so important to do that and to actually like put the nails in the coffin for you, so to speak. You know, it's like I've actually completed that now, and now I can move on and start to birth or create or step into what is the next, or what is the new, or what is the me that is trying to come through but can't fully, because I'm kind of, you know, as you said, like I'm interacting with people, or I'm going into these same places and this and that. And there's a version that's trying to come through, but it's not able to, because there's this past thing, this whatever it is, that actually doesn't want to exist anymore. You know, so I think it's so, so, so important. And to actually honor it is really powerful. And I think through you, because you're such a gateway, you know, you're 34/7, you're such a gateway. So when you're literally a gateway. So when it happens, when you open the door, like to giving the opportunity for these things, and other people get to also do that for themselves in their own way, whatever cycles and things they're going through, you know. So I think it's it's really powerful that you're doing this, and not just like the first day, but having it actually be a whole weekend where we can be together and we can share and, you know, just be a community and actually be bodies next to each other, feeling each other's energy. And do you know what I mean? Because that's so like
yeah, well, I
missed.
thought about that. Like, what's the actual like purpose in doing it? And I remember I asked Tom Barnett this when he held some event. And I'm like, what's the purpose? What's the purpose of you doing it? And he's like, well, I could give you a lot of different answers, but he said like basically because I can, and I and I'm going to. But I think that yeah, there's many reasons why we're doing it. But I feel like closing out a cycle for me personally. Secondly, it's a good opportunity to see you, and I love you, and I'm looking forward to seeing your presentation. I don't know, like you just bring like a whole different energy, and you're just bright and bubbly, and I love it. And then I guess like, and I mean, I don't know if it's egotistical again too, but I don't like. I would like to impart like some knowledge onto people, like, or not even knowledge, but like just make people question. And then if they don't even question anything, then it's a good weekend just to like catch up with people and just have fun and go like. And I guess if you haven't been to Bendigo before, like come check it out. It's a pretty cool city, and the buildings are amazing. And hopefully, after I give the presentation on Saturday, then it'll give some context and stuff to the city as well too.
I think I've maybe been there like once and I don't really remember it.
Dude, everyone I ask from like I've said to Melbourne people, and I'm like, "You've been to Bendigo?" Oh no, but I've been to Ballarat. They all say that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I remember Ballarat. Was there a new big hospital in Bendigo recently?
like 10 years ago, maybe.
Big like cancer research thing, maybe?
I'm not sure.
Or a big, or was it a courthouse?
Yeah, well, there's a whole new courthouse now too. Yeah,
Yeah, it was interesting as Corey used to work for a video company that they were filming the whole progression of the new courthouse, and it was including all the sub levels and stuff. Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
well, it's like I was getting video footage because that was actually across the road from where I was working, and they dug. Oh shit, it would have been like 3 or 4 stories down, and they spent years until they even put the foundation in. And
yeah.
I know that my little brother did the council building. It was the same thing there too, and I got videos of that as well. And they were digging it up. There's tunnels all through that area.
So deep, yeah. And they were so,
Nature
Corey was saying to
reserve.
me, like, they were so like locked down, like no one could go anywhere near the entry to those
Yeah,
tunnels. It
yeah.
was so like secretive and, so bizarre.
Yeah. So I will talk a little bit about that. And it actually matched a lot of Rachel's research. And then I did find that they did, again, like what Rachel pointed out in Adelaide, they did the same thing. So they were building tunnels and bunkers and stuff in World War II. But then I can show people at the main park too, where the old Bendigo Law Courts, there's tunnels that run all the way up to the Bendigo, both the Bendigo Hospital and the Bendigo Jail. Actually, there's from the Law Courts to the jail, there's a tunnel. But I mean, the whole thing's tunneled out. Um,
So
yeah,
creepy.
we'll go into it. But yeah, let's talk about your chat. It's going to be so. I'm going to be presenting at the start. I'll be doing the Bendigo section and a little bit of other stuff, and then Georgina's. Are you coming in before lunch? I need to go check.
Is it before or
I
after?
don't
No,
know. So I think we're breaking
I
for
think
lunch,
it's
and then
breaking for lunch.
Georgina's going to come on. So you said you were going to talk about 2025 because it's still early in the year. Is that what we're running?
Yeah. I want to break down 2025 this year because there's so much happening already. And
Yeah.
my biggest thing is that, it's a 9 energy year and it's so 9 represents energy itself. And so whenever the 9 is around, it's a really, I never want to sound like I'm fear mongering or negative or anything like that. But essentially, the 9 energy, when we're all under it, our energy is prime for the picking. And of course, everything that they do is trauma based mind control. It's all trauma programming. And so when we're under a 9, there's essentially the way they use that energy is traumatize the heck out of us in every possible way they can, particularly with the 5 energy being there. And like that's like divide and conquer energy, so I want to really break that down so that people can understand it as much as they possibly can so that they can best protect themselves and do the things that they can do to not give into the fear and all of that stuff, because I'm seeing shit everywhere already with all the different agendas that they've been hinting at. Now
Even
it's just,
stories at the moment. It's like,
oh,
it's so many.
there's so many, and that's exactly what I was saying earlier in the year, that this is what they'll do. They're going to just throw everything at us from every freaking angle, all of it, and it's all intentional so that we can it's like a big 9/11 event, you know what I mean? Like there's a reason why they had to do that with that 9 energies. The veil is thin there, and people still walk around with the energy of that trauma embedded in their system that just keeps getting, re-traumatized over and over again. So it's like this whole year won't necessarily be like an event, but it'll just be, a whole world of events happening all at the same time. We never get a moment.
And like, didn't you? Isn't that like with the 5 on the end of the 2025 too? That is like the swing still kind of in balance as far as like where it's going, or and it
Yeah,
kind of feels like that right now too. So with like certain events that are like taking place. So,
yeah.
but then like once we progress past the 5, like what do we get into? Are you going to talk about next year? No, we'll keep it to 2025 first. Should we?
Well, it depends how much time it depends how fast I can talk and how much time I've got. But I'd love to just talk as much as I possibly can.
So those that are coming too. So I guess like people probably like if you're going to come. I mean, if they're not locals, they're probably going to want to get accommodation and stuff too. So there's like All Seasons is like across the road. I think there's like someone that's going to be staying there, but it's at the Bendigo Club. It's actually
Yeah,
it's quite a nice venue.
it's
Um,
beautiful.
and then yeah, so like those who get tickets, I think it's on the list, isn't it? Like whether you stay for a meal or not. So if you tick that on the ticket, then we can give them the numbers and stuff like that too. So
Yes, yes,
that's
yes, yes.
some
So
deals.
when you book in, you're going to get a little question asking you if you're going to stay for dinner. That's really important. If you're staying for dinner, tick yes, because we need to let the venue know, and we'll book a spot for you on your behalf so that they can prepare and have space for you. Um, and of course, we want to support them because And
And,
we're also going to stay and
yeah.
chuck a few back.
And
Feel it.
we're going to put a bit of music into it this time too, just like spice it up, get a bit, we might even get some dancing happening.
Are we going to get some dancing? Can you
I don't know.
dance, Dale?
Oh, I don't know. The two-step shuffle. I can do a bit of.
Oh, you thought about it. So
Oh,
I
do you know
don't
what?
think you actually think that you can dance.
I'm quite good after like 6 beers, but I won't be drinking.
Specifically. So
And
5 beers, no.
karaoke after about 8 beers. So, but
Are you going to bring your guitar?
well, I'm going to say if we could have a good musician. We haven't organised this, but like, if there's any good musicians out there, Julia Starr, you can. But do you know what? Like, I actually think it's good that we add the music element because do you know what? It's Chinese New Year, so like here in Thailand at the moment, they celebrate it as part of it's like the lunar calendar, right? Their New Year, and so like they're all letting off the fireworks last night. Everyone, like I'm trying to go to sleep, and it's like pop, 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 like all the time.
No chance.
But I remember it was in one of Rachel's Lay Love Down. It was Trevor Wee. He said it. I think he was talking about because he was talking about the different energies of like the clapsticks and stuff with the Aboriginals and like the didgeridoo and like
Yeah.
when you use them in wine, stuff like that. But I remember, I think it might have been him, but he was talking about like the fire. I think he said, yeah, that was him. Like the Chinese, that's why they use that crackling, um, like fireworks is because it's breaking up the energy. That's the whole point of it. It's like it's getting rid of that
Stagnation.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like to break it up. And I'm like, oh, that makes so it reminded me of it last night when I heard it. But the point I'm getting to is I think it's a good thing at an event to like set intention with music too. So I'm
Totally.
like, yeah.
What music are you going to play?
Well, I've got to play the Neverending Story for starter. Like that's just me. We'll have a couple. We'll keep it a surprise. We don't want to tell you everything. You're looking very bright at the moment. You had a bit of sun or something.
Oh, I bike ride a lot.
You do.
Is my light too
Now I've
bright?
seen you. You got the bike ride.
Is that better?
You got the bike ride. Yeah, that's good. With your son in the back, don't you? Like in a basket.
Yes.
And your dog as well.
Yeah, she chases us. It's the best. We did 10Ks today. I'm proud of myself.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't know you did that until you sent me a video and you were responding to me like, "Hang on, I'm just riding the bike."
What's it called? ASMR, whatever, where I'm like, I'm just
No, it's
yeah,
good.
he sits in the basket on the back because I've got to Corey got me a trike bike for my birthday.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, I need it because I haven't ridden a bike since I got pulled off a bike by a freaking dog.
Really?
Like in 2020, we were riding down this dirt road and this big, they're like Italian sheepdogs, Marama, I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was barking. He was outside of his property. He was barking at me. Corey's like, just don't give him any attention. He'll just bark at you, but then just keep riding. He's not going to do anything. He'll just bark at you. I'm like, okay. So I keep riding. This dog runs at me, barking its head off, jumps up at me, bites into my leg and rips me off the bike.
Wow.
It was the scariest thing ever. It was so scary. I've literally not ridden a bike.
Terrifying, isn't it, when a dog's coming?
Terrifying. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. It was, yeah. So anyway, hadn't ridden a bike since then and wanting to, but then too scared to ride a two-wheeler because of the balance thing and getting pulled off. So I had to get...
Oh, so you got the trike now.
I got a trike. And the worst thing is the balance on
cool.
the thing
They're like stable and you got the card on the back. So that's cool.
Yeah. The only thing is there's no like, with two wheels, you can lean. Anyway, it's they're not actually as balanced as what you think they are because you can't move into it.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I haven't got a trike.
Anyway, so yeah, Ollie sits in the basket at the back and we go for bike rides and Lola chases us. It's the best. It's so much fun.
Did I tell you like when that I've been in Wollongong twice and had 2 dog incidents.
You told me about, did it happen at in the same
No,
place?
not the same place, but very close. Yeah.
That was wild.
So I wonder if there's something with my astrocartography around Wollongong. Yeah, because the first one I had to like take a dog to the vet because it got gashed by, and it was a homeless dog. So I had to take 2 homeless guys in my van with a dog bleeding everywhere. And then, yeah, that dog had to get put down. And then this one, just recently when I was there, another stray dog just went absolutely ballistic and was mauling another dog, and everyone's just standing around doing nothing. And I'm not even a dog person. I had to go save it. And I was like pulling this dog off, and it's got like blood coming out everywhere. And I'm like, it was horrible. And the guy whose pet dog it was, he was just like, "Ugh." He was like,
Frozen.
he didn't know what to do. And I'm like, dude, you need to like run. I can't hold this dog back forever.
That's so scary.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible.
So it's never been attacking you,
No,
but you just happen to always be there.
I've just been, yeah. And like, you know, when you, this is, it's like a weird, you know, like sometimes in life you just get put in a situation, you're like, oh, I don't want to be here. I don't want to have to save this dog. Do you know what I mean? But you're like, you have to. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, so relatable.
But yeah, but
Yeah.
that is the thing though, too. Like sometimes in life you don't have a choice. It's like
No.
you have to do, you got to do stuff like that.
And that's interesting in itself that like that's the choice is like we're putting this here. You have to choose this. You know, you have to go into it.
Yeah.
So there's clearly like divine reason behind why you had to be that person. Like literally no one else around you was like
there's got to be like some other dog person around here. You know, like dog people. Like I'm not a dog person. I was like, come on.
How do you even get a dog off another dog? That's like especially
just have to yank it. Someone told me after you should grab their back legs. I don't know if that's the thing.
I saw a guy, since we've been talking about it, now I'm getting all the freaking dog attack things. And a guy on a video said you actually just need to choke the dog out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You got to choke them out. You got to strangle them with their collar because they're too strong.
MMA submission.
This one? Give it this one.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the event.
Yes.
What else do we need to tell? Look, it's gonna be fun.
Am I going to MC again, or am I just coming for a chat?
I don't know, unless someone else wants to put up there. Yeah, no, you're MCing. You can do that, can't you?
Yeah. You happy with what I did last time?
Yeah, perfect. Well, so look, so the place we're staying at, we originally got the 100-seater room. Now we got the 200. So we got like a whole big room. So it's going to be.
And I'm predicting we're going to sell it out.
We're going to sell it out, and then
we're selling out.
You're going to have to like contain me from hitting the night out in Bendigo. But no, I'm joking. No, we've got a big day on the Sunday. I'm not drinking this year.
Are you? Well, have you not had a drink?
No.
Not a single drink.
It's only the end of January, so it's
yeah, but January is the time when you drink.
Well, do you know there's a lot of Europeans over here that I've been talking to, and they're like, oh, I'm doing dry. Because you know we do dry July. They do dry January because that's their midwinter. And I'm like, well, you wouldn't do dry January in Australia. That's usually that's a silly season.
Yeah. You've not had a drop of alcohol this entire year.
I barely had any last year. There was only a handful of times I drank last year. So
that's so impressive.
But this is I don't know. Now I've noticed this too. I don't know if it's like you get into like a bubble of certain people you hang around with or whatever. But like I've had that conversation with a lot of people and a lot of people that have said like they haven't made a concerted effort not to drink. They just don't
not drink.
Yeah, they're just not drinking. And a lot of people I spoke to on New Year's Eve were like they might have had a little bit, but they pretty much had early nights. And then someone said to me, "Oh, it's because you're 40 years old now, Dale. Like this is what 40-year-olds do." And I'm like, I don't know. I think there's something else going on. And I think that's part of this energetic flip that's happening. There is a new energy coming through, and I think there's something about alcohol or maybe certain types of alcohol just isn't conducive to that new energy. I know it has a way bigger effect on me than it used to. and I mean like physically. So I won't get as drunk, but like I don't like drinking alcohol anymore. It
Like it's
makes
not enjoyable.
it makes me quite sick, like for days, and like I'm not saying like I've quit drinking for it. Like I'll still have the odd one here and there, but I don't know. It's
That's so interesting. I remember when I did Rachel's course, she spoke about when you transition through the levels, the soul levels or whatever, there's certain frequencies that you actually stop being able to tolerate these, like your body can't tolerate it anymore because
right.
it's
Rachel can't drink. Hey, I think she's
nah.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and I mean I think she's real sensitive to everything, obviously because she was like drugged and stuff as a kid and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah. But she's a 36-9 life path too, though. Like that's a very high level nine energy. And nines are so the thing about nine energy is that it's organic energy. That's what it represents. And so when I'm doing readings for people, I'm always saying anything synthetic will mess with your system. And so we're universally under a nine energy. And so it's really interesting that those of us that are aware, obviously, and awake, et cetera, like yourself, just not like it's messing with your system.
mm.
And you're also under a 2911 too, which is
Is that for the year? Is that for this month? Right?
no, that's for the entire year.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's like ridiculous sensitivity.
Mm.
Super sensitivity.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of like the other reason I like doing these talks is like especially like chatting to people and stuff after. But I like we kind of like told like you can't have these answers. Like I don't know. Ever since I was a little kid, I just want to know like what, who, why, how, what are we doing here? Why why am I here? What's the purpose of me being here?
Yeah.
Am I overthinking all these things? Is like, do you know what I mean? Like, and I ebb and flow in and out of that all the time. And we're kind of told like that you can't get those answers, or those answers
Yeah.
are simple, or they're in this religion, or they're in this book. And I've just never took any of it. And the more and more over, especially like the last 4 or 5 years, it's been like a complete. It's like chucking everything off the shelf and starting again. Like I think I've taken like knowledge and information that I've accumulated and experiences over time until that period, but it's been like this whole new reevaluation. But I think you can have those answers, and I think those answers are really simple. And I
Mm.
want to like try and be able to like put that into a structure to just like there's all this complexity and wonder to the universe, and then it's like really really simple.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that's what it's like. And you can go on exploring forever, but then like there has to be like some core truths that we have to come back to. And like I need constant reminding all the
Mm.
time, even of like stuff that I reaffirm for myself. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So, and I think that's a good thing too. So for a lot of people, it's just like sometimes you just need that reminder. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
You walk away from
yeah.
the weekend and go, okay, like I am really fucking powerful. I like not only that, like I am the most powerful, and like and we can control like our whole reality. Like and you have to remind me of this all the time too, because I preach it and then like I don't I don't take it on the
You're
inside.
also human, you're also human and you're like, oh, it's always the hardest applying it to yourself because you've got to work through all your own shit to do
Yeah.
it. But this is what I think people find so, you're going to hate me saying this, but this is what I think people find so valuable in what you do and what you share and what you have done is because it's not just about answers for people, it's actually closure
Mm.
because and it's closure in a way like the way that you do it you're literally this gateway energy I keep saying but it's not like you say to people this is the truth you have to believe in this it's like no this is just a picture you know have a look make your own mind up about it but the way that you bring all of these pieces together from all of these different places and bring it all together for people and then articulate it in a really simple way. Like that is so valuable to so many people because they're like, some people have this part, some people have this part, and there's so much that they don't have access to, and that they want to know, that they want to be able to like see all the pieces. But it's so hard to do. You've spent so much time researching, learning, looking into literally everything your entire life. Most of it, you probably didn't even know this is why you were doing it, but you've literally been doing that forever, like you said, since you were a kid. And a lot of us haven't been doing that. But now we're like, wait. I know this much, but I want to know all of this. And you've just packaged it together in a way that makes so much sense. And this is literally from a client of mine who's booked to come to the event Bendigo. He literally said to me that I love listening to Dale talk about things because he delivers things in a way that somehow I don't feel scared after it. Somehow I don't feel like freaked out after it. There's like a level of Dale's like, yeah, so this is what's going on. And he's not that you're nonchalant about it, but you're always this middle ground. You're always this balanced in the middle. And you probably don't think that you're balanced or in the middle, but that's what actually people feel when you do share, when you do speak about stuff. And he said, that's why I'm coming, because I feel scared. I feel freaked out. I feel like, what the F's going on in the world? I'm coming just to feel the energy of, hey, actually, it's all going to be okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm tripping out. That's really, really nice that you said that. And I was thinking last night, I go, how am I going to start? And
he also said he would have paid double, by the way, just saying.
Dude, I wanted it lower. I was like, anyway.
Go.
No, it's really interesting because I was thinking last night. So again, too, like anytime I ever do a video or talk or anything like, I'm like, I don't want to repeat the same thing again. I don't want to do, and like we could talk about the New World Order and all the parts of it and how it's like it's done. That shit's done for me, right? Like we could touch on some aspects of it, but I thought, no, I'm going to start. The whole thing is like we're sweet, okay, and not in a way like don't sit back and do nothing, but like we're cool, like we've got this, all right. And the signs of it are everywhere. And this is why I want to talk about when you know the structure of the universe and what the human being is. It's like it's laughable when you're talking about this dark agenda and stuff like that too. And that's not to diminish people that have been victims of it. And it's like we've been through it for so long, and people have had arduous and torturous lives and all that kind of stuff. But it's like things are changing, and there's evidence of it. We're going to be okay. And the whole, like the collective dark New World Order is not happening. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And all these horrible things that have been going on, particularly, things to do with child abuse and Satanism and all the stuff that I used to talk a lot about is that needs to be brought to the light. But it's like truth is coming out everywhere. So it's like, oh, but this truth's coming out. But what about this? It's like, no, everything is coming out, right? And for people that are impatient, well, it like 15 years ago, 20, it didn't look like this was ever going to happen. The signs are all there now. And like, I think we're seeing collective panic stations from certain groups and that, and like, just let it be.
Yeah.
So, and it's not a scary time now to be able to speak truth. Do you know what I mean? No. It's being encouraged. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, it's kind of exciting.
And we don't all the fucking out. Like we don't like we're still on the search, you know what I mean? And I want truth for truth's sake. So if I've been duped along the way, which I have already, and I'm like sure there's other things that I've been duped about, then let me be duped. Like whatever.
But that's it. That's the process.
I want what's true. I want what's true and I want what's real. So like if I've been duped along the way, then so be it. Like let the truth come out, whatever it may be. And then like I'm not scared of what may be.
Yeah, totally. It's the process. It's even like with your own journey, like you think, oh, you get to a point and you think, oh yeah, this is who I am. This is my identity. This is how I know myself. and then you get the rug pulled and you realize, oh, that's not who I am at all. And that's just a constant evolving and shedding skin constantly. So I think that's part of it. And I think the truth that we know at certain stages is also equivalent to what we can handle at that certain stage with who we are in ourselves, and et cetera, et cetera. And do you know what I mean? So everything evolves along at the right space and time. But yeah, totally. I think your role now, like where there was definitely was so necessary to do all of that hardcore exposure of all the shit that was going on, the satanic stuff and everything. It was so, so, so important. And especially like it's because of you that a lot of people actually have voices now, like Rachel Vaughan, she got the opportunity to have a voice through you, and, Fiona Barnett, and like that was so crucially important. And like, oh my gosh, what a big thing that you did. But now your role has kind of shifted to like, not just leading the way through this kind of transition, but also providing a space and facilitating like, hey, it's okay. Do you know what I mean? Just like taking care of people's, and I'm not saying that's your role, but I just think it's just shifted to like, we're moving into a new place now, and people do see you as a leader. They see like, they really do. And you actually are. Freaking like it's in the numbers, Dale.
Shut the fuck.
You only ever see numbers that start with a 1. What do you think that means?
I got my lunch before number 7. I got 17 on my order. Yeah, they're all ones.
All
I'm moving rooms to B9 on Saturday.
B9.
Is that good?
It's literally saying B9, be the 9, be a healer, B9.
Really?
What the heck?
B9, yeah, B9.
B9.
Well, like 9's been coming up a bit for me. Yeah.
Well, it's a freaking powerful energy. It's ridiculous. So there was this, I spoke about this on my last podcast, but there was a guy, he was more than a guy, he was a scientist, and he coined the term alpha.
Yeah, who's that?
I don't remember his name. I'm terrible at names. I don't remember names and birth dates. Yeah. Is that funny?
Anyway, so he's...
Anyway, so there was this scientist, and you can look it up, it's a real thing. The scientist that came up with the term alpha, like the alpha wolf, the alpha male, he actually studied wolves in the wild, wolves that pulled sleds, et cetera, et cetera. And he created the research paper and and when he published it, it just went freaking like wildfire. So everybody knows the alpha as the one at the head, at the leading the pack, the big wig, blah, 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 blah. But not long after, because he kept studying, he didn't stop, not long after he published that and went wild, he then went crazy trying to not, what's the word? Like, what's the word? Decredit, not decredit, but it's...
Miscredit.
Miscredit.
Mate, are you right? Miscredit.
No, I'm not. Fuck. Yeah, miscredit or, yeah, whatever.
You put this onto a word as a negative prefix if the word is German in origin. So,
what?
So it's discredit. So credit must come from German origin. Maybe. Anyway, go.
What is your mind, Dale Holmes?
No, it's like Latin negative prefixes usually have an un or an in, like insufficient. So that tells you that sufficient is a Latin word. Un is German, like uncomfortable. So that's a German word. Anyway, sorry, I've ruined the whole story. Go. Continue.
Oh, I'm actually like, you're so freaking intelligent. It's ridiculous.
Oh, mate, I'm not at all. I had to study grammar. That was.
Oh, but I just am like, whoa, that's an amazing thing to know.
Go. Sorry, I've ruined your
story.
So
anyway, so he tried to discredit everything that he previously done because as he kept studying the wolves, he realized that the alpha is actually not the one that leads. The alpha is actually the one at the back of the pack because the one that's leading is it's direction. But the
Yeah.
one at the back he's taking care of everybody. He's keeping an eye on, is anyone injured? Is anyone lagging behind? Is anyone left behind? He's taking care of the pace. Like he's actually holding the entire pack and he sees the whole view of everything. So the alpha, according to this scientist, is actually the one at the back of the pack. What's interesting is that both the 1 and the 9 are both masculine energies. And so seeing the 9 everywhere and the 9 energy, that for me is like the alpha at the back of the pack that's looking out for everybody and seeing all possible threats, looking at everything from like the bird's eye view and just, you know what I mean? And you're literally moving into a room called B9.
You know, I have heard that about the wolves too. I don't know if it's with other animals, but yeah, I've heard that about the wolves that that the leader will go at the back. But it kind of like if you think of like humanity as the wolves too, it's because it's like, well, you might be comfortable, you might have your perceived freedoms, but what about everyone else? There's a responsibility,
Yeah.
like, um, it's like if there's a responsibility in truth, like when you know it, you have to speak it and live it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what else is funny about that?
What?
A B is 2.
2-9. Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, so you're gonna get a full rundown by Georgina.
Yes.
Um,
It's going to be fun. It's going to be epic. I'm going to talk your ears off.
It's been a long day too. So going from 11 till 6, and then we're having dinner after. So
Yeah, we'll break for lunch in the middle.
yeah, so I have lunch break in the middle.
Yeah.
Again, like bring money for dinner. That
Yeah, maybe some stubby holders with Dale's mug
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
yeah. We probably haven't got enough time to make stubby holders, have we? Georgina's like real keen to get some merch fine. We did make one kind of from the last one. They got me like this, and she's put an eggplant. We won't use that. Now, what will we? There's a couple of good ones. Now, also the graphic design on the website. Thank you very much, Georgina. I would never have chose pink and black, but
I'm slowly working through your website, but you can clearly tell the parts that I've worked on and the parts that I haven't. So just know the parts where you're like, oh, what the fuck is this? That's Dale. The parts where you're like, oh, I feel at ease and
dude, yeah. Anyway, no, I do you're quite good at that stuff. So, and also, is Corey going to be filming or not? We're not. Is he filming?
absolutely he's filming.
So, if you can't come, shame on you. But if you can't come,
Shame.
we
Shame.
will we will put the video up online.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun though, because the video will definitely be epic, but
We've got to get some video footage actually on the Sunday.
yeah,
That
we
would
have to. Following you around, that would be cool to do that, like a walking. Oh, who's that guy that walks around Dandenong? Have you seen him? Have you seen that guy that walks around Dandenong and he just, what?
Spanian.
Is that him? I don't know his name, but he walks around Dandenong with just locals and they just like, oh, it's probably not just Dandenong, but he just goes through.
He goes all around he goes all the like the hood areas. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. I don't think we're quite Spanian, but
No.
yeah.
No.
Yeah. So
That would be cool.
yeah, well, yeah, that would be cool actually, and it'd be cool, and then we could interview a couple of people that come to the event and whatever they want to say, and
Yes.
we'll put it out after. So,
Oh, it's so exciting.
fuck yeah.
Boop, boop. All right. Well, people can buy the tickets on your website.
Yeah, so tickets on the website. Please don't click on Mornington Peninsula. We haven't got that done yet. Someone's already
That's
by accident.
it's not.
Click on the Bendigo show. This is purely
Bendigo show.
Bendigo.
Yeah. Yeah.
If there's others coming, we will let you know.
There's heaps coming.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I don't have too much more else to say about that. But like, get your tickets, have fun. It's gonna be a good fun weekend. Actually, I think it's a weekend after long weekend. So I was hard like trying to.
Oh yeah, because it's
weekend.
a weekend in March. The
Yeah.
7th and 8th, I think, is a long weekend.
It's a long weekend. The weekend before. So,
2 weekends before, I think.
So yeah, like if you want, come make a whole weekend of it. Grab some friends. get a hotel somewhere. And if not, if you're up from Melbourne, if you want to just come for the day, you can come for the day. And I think Sunday will be the highlight. Actually, after like going to the Tartary events, the Sunday catch up. It's just nice and
Chill.
casual, good fun. We'll have lunch in the park. We'll walk around, get a bit of a cult history tour of Bendigo. Hopefully, I don't run into any of my old friends down the street. They'll be like, "What the fuck are you doing, Dale? Who are all these weirdos? You're now a cult leader."
You've just manifested it now. It's going to happen.
Oh, look, I don't care. That's all.
Got all these followers. Should we all wear the same, something the same, so that we look like we do merch. Everyone wears Dale hats.
Oh, that would be sick. No, I think I would. I think I'd curl into a ball and die if there was like Dale hat match. Georgina, I'm telling you, I was always like the one at the back of the bus, the back of the room. I don't want to. So that we are absolutely not doing that. And if I think we're going pink. Oh no, pink's the colour now, isn't it?
Pink's a colour. Pink is a great colour for you.
Right, yeah.
I'm expecting you to wear more colour as well.
More colour. Well, I've got the Nirvana shirt at the moment, and I've got apparently that's a really bad symbol. There's like a smiley face serial killer. It's like a long history. Anyway, I'm going to throw this. You see the sweat in that? It's disgusting. I'm about to throw it in the bin. That is pink.
We didn't see it until you showed. There was I couldn't, it just looked like a black hat.
We'll leave that. Anyway, yeah, Nirvana. So yeah, come dressed in your attire.
Why did you do that?
Talking shit now. Should we
Why
end
did you go Nirvana?
Should we end it there? Anyway, what would you like to say? What would you like to say before we leave?
I just can't wait to see. I really love being with people. I really love being with people. I really love just seeing them in person. I really love seeing how tall people really are. It's just like, I just love being in connection with people in person, particularly when you're all people that resonate with my own truth as well. Like, it's like family coming together, and it's the kind of family that it's like, oh, this is what it's supposed to feel like. You know what I mean? And I think this is such a great year for something to start the year off. Like, this year is a manic year, but to have this, it's like we're laying the foundations, and the foundations are connection. And we know whatever happens this year, energetically, we've all been together physically, and that becomes the stable thing to always fall back on, is that we're not alone through whatever is about to come through. We're not alone. We've actually got a lot of people.
Yeah.
Up to 200.
It's not even fear. It's almost just excitement about the rest of the year. But I agree with that. I think that, yeah, it's like laying the foundation for the whole year. And I'm the same too. I know a few people that have already got tickets that are coming. We got like people from our STE crew that are coming.
So exciting.
So it's it's gonna be good fun.
Yay! Awesome.
Sweet. Now
Sweet.
I'll try add some like Bendigo music or something to the end of this video. We'll see there. Anyway, I'll leave a link under here if people want to get tickets. Get them before they sell out, or you can just go check them on my website. Or the link is the website I'm not talking about.
Awesome. Thanks, Dale. Thanks, Dale, for doing this. We love you, Dale.
Thank you for doing this, and thank you for thanks for coming again. And
you called me.
Fucking hell, isn't that like
that's huge.
And a progression.
That's like a 180 flip.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Ginormous. You cancelled.
I knew I had to manifest it, and if I called you, I couldn't back out. So it was basically a way of doing that. So anyway, tickets under here. Grab a ticket, and we'll see you March 15 and 16.
Awesome. Mwah.
Let's go.
is trying to understand a certain aspect of love. And it's just the feeling of freedom in the unknown. So everything is a polarity within the universe. Everything has a counter expression. Walking the narrow path, right? He's the hero in this music video. And as you see, when he's walking down, he gets presented with someone trying to fight him. He gets presented with like some sexy chick that walks past. And all these distractions that are coming from every side, and nothing's stopping him. To jump into a belief system of a finite that's written in a book. Can be represent any part of the polarity, but this is like the left brain talking to the right brain. The father is the left brain, Bastion is the right brain.
The seven's like the gateway, so they literally are living in another world while they're in this world. To specifically the numbers, the physical manifestation of the energy that we need to fulfill on in this lifetime.
There's something much bigger going on here, right, with this data half. It's much, much bigger. This is through the 24,000 year cycle. Again, what I was showing with the hologram, that they're broken up again into further and further fractals. The whole monetary system is born off this belief of you're born of sin. If you're born of sin, you're in debt. The hero's journey is you make that first step with intention. They know they're never going to see each other again, right? And that's what it is. He's mourning the friend, and the friend, again, de-escalates, goes back down. The hero always stays up. This is crossing the return threshold. And this can be harder, usually, than crossing the threshold. So when Trump goes down the escalator, he's crossing the threshold, right? But then once you've gone through this process, the hero's done everything hard, but the hardest bit's going home.